Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's training session on enhancing active listening skills and understanding ethical practices on counseling youth. To help us gauge your understanding and the effectiveness of our session, we've created a simple assessment. You can access it by scanning the QR code displayed on the slide or by visiting the link below. This assessment consists of few questions designed to reflect on what you will learn today and how you can apply these skills in your counseling practice with youth. It's crucial for us to understand your insight and any areas where you might need further support. Please take a moment to complete this assessment. I will give you 10 minutes to complete this pre-training assessment. Remember, participating in this assessment not only aids your own learning but also contributes to enhancing our overall training programs. Thank you for your time for taking the assessment. First, let's discuss what we aim to achieve in this session. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It involves fully engaging with the speaker, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. This skill particularly vital when working with youth as it helps build trust and rapport. Throughout our time together, we will explore various techniques that can improve our ability to listen actively. We'll practice empathy, which is essential for connecting with young individuals on a deeper level. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we can better understand their feelings and perspectives. In addition to active listening, we'll also cover ethical practices in counseling. Establishing clear boundaries is crucial in any counseling relationship, especially with youth. It ensures that the environment remains safe and supportive. We'll discuss how to set and maintain these boundaries while still being approachable and empathetic. By the end of this session, you will not only have enhanced your listening skills into but also gain valuable insight into ethical consideration that is so important in our work with young people. Let's take a moment to explore the definition of active listening, a cornerstone skill in counseling, especially when working with youth. Active listening is not just about hearing the words that someone says, it's about fully engaging with the speaker. This means paying attention not only to their words, but also to their tone, body language, and emotions. When we practice active listening, we create space for understanding and connection. This is crucial when working with young people who may often feel misunderstood or overlooked. By actively listening, we validate their feelings and experiences, fostering trust and openness. For instance, if a young person shares a concern, responding with more than just verbal acknowledgement like nodding, maintaining eye contact, and reflecting back what they've said can significantly enhance their sense of being heard and valued. In summary, active listening is essential for effective counseling. It empowers youth to express themselves, promotes stronger relationships, and ultimately leads to better outcomes in our work. Active listening is not just a technique. It's a fundamental skill that crucial for building trust and rapport. When counselors actively listen, they are fully engaged in the conversation, demonstrating to youth that their thoughts and feelings matters. Trust is a cornerstone of any therapeutic relationship. When youth feel that they are being heard, it fosters sense of safety and connection. This trust allows them to open up their experiences and emotions more freely, which is essential for effective counseling. Active listening helps create an environment where youth feel valued. When counselors give their full attention, it signals to the youth that their voices are important. These validations encourages them to share openly without fear of judgment. By fostering this safe space, active listening facilitates open communication. Youth are more likely to express their concerns, thoughts, and feelings, which allows counselors to better understand their needs and support them effectively. Active listening is vital in building trust and creating valued environment. Facilitating open communication with young clients, it empowers them to engage in the counseling process, enhances overall effectiveness of the therapeutic relationship. Let's take a moment to outline the key components of active listening. These elements are essential for fostering effective communication, especially in counseling contexts. Attentiveness. This involves being fully present and engaged with the speaker, ensuring they feel heard and valued. Reflection. This means paraphrasing or summarizing what the speaker has said to demonstrate understanding and encourage further discussion. Clarification. This involves asking questions to ensure that we accurately understand the speaker's message and feelings. These three components, attentiveness, reflection, and clarification, work together to create supportive environment for meaningful dialogue. Understanding and utilizing these skills will enhance our effectiveness as counselors. Next, let's dive into the first key component of active listening, which is attentiveness. Attentiveness is about fully present in the moment. This means setting aside any distraction, whether they are external noise or internal. There are external, like our own thoughts, and focusing entirely on the speaker. For youth, knowing that an adult is genuinely listening can create a safe space for them to share their thoughts and feelings. Simple action like maintaining eye contact, nodding in acknowledgement, and using open body language can significantly enhance this experience. To further enhance our attentiveness, counselors can implement several engagement techniques. For instance, minimizing interruption is vital. When we allow the speaker to express themselves fully, without interruption, it shows respect to their thoughts. Avoiding multitasking during conversation is another critical aspect. It's easy to get distracted by other phones or other tasks, but being fully present demonstrates to the youth that they are priority at the moment. Additionally, using affirming gestures or verbal cues can enhance our connection. Techniques like mirroring, where subtly mimic the speaker's body language, can strengthen the relational dynamic. This not only shows that we are engaged but also helps the speaker feel understood and validated. In summary, attentiveness is essential for creating environment where youth feel safe and valued. By practicing these techniques, we can foster deeper connections and more meaningful conversation. Now let's move on the next key aspect of active listening, which is reflection. Reflection involves reiterating what the speaker had said, using paraphrasing or summarizing to show understanding and validate their feelings. For example, if a youth expresses frustration about school, a counselor might respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by your assignment. Is it correct?" This technique not only clarifies the speaker's message but also reassure that their feelings are acknowledged. It's powerful way to validate their experience. Moreover, reflective listening builds trust between the counselor and the youth. When young people feel heard and valued, they are more likely to open up and share their thoughts and emotions. This practice encourages deeper emotional expressions, which can lead to more fruitful and meaningful conversation. In summary, reflection is a vital tool in active listening that enhances understanding and fosters safe space for youth to express themselves. Next, we will look our final key component, which is clarification. Clarification involves asking questions that probe deeper into the speaker's statement. This helps ensures comprehension and uncovers any underlying concerns they might have. For example, effective clarifying questions might include, "Can you tell me more about what happened?" Or, "What do you mean when you say you feel anxious?" These questions not only help us understand the speaker better, but also encourage them to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. This component is particularly important when dealing with complex emotions or situation. By asking clarifying questions, we can avoid misunderstanding and demonstrate to the youth that their thoughts are important and worthy for exploration. It shows that we care about their experiences and are invested in understanding their perspective. In summary, clarification is a critical aspect of active listening that enhances our understanding and fosters open communication. Now, let's take a moment to discuss the difference between hearing and listening, as this distinction is crucial to our work as counselor. Hearing as a positive process, it simply involves the perception of sound. We can hear noises, words, without truly engaging with them. In contrast, listening is an active engagement. It requires concentration, interpretation, and a genuine effort to understand the speaker's message. Understanding these differences has significant implications for counseling. While hearing may be sufficient in a casual conversation, effective counseling requires active listening to build trust and facilitate meaningful dialogue. Recognizing this distinction helps us become more effective counselors, enabling us to better support the youth we work with. Let's delve deeper in the concept of hearing as a passive process. Hearing is a fundamentally the physiological process of perceiving sound. It occurs automatically and does not require any intentional effort, or engagement from us. For instance, you might hear background noise, a conversation topic, or music, while you're focused on something else, like your phone or your own thoughts. In these moments, you're not actively engaging with the sound. You're merely aware of them. This distinction is important because it highlights how easily we can overlook valuable communication when we are solely on hearing. In summary, while hearing is an essential part of our sensory experience, it does not facilitate understanding or connection. This is why transitioning from hearing to listening is crucial in our counseling practice. Next, we'll discuss listening as an active engagement and how it differs from hearing. In contrast to hearing, listening involves active participation in the communication process. It requires mental engagement, where we not only hear the words but also interpret, analyze, and respond to the speaker's message. Listening is about making a conscious effort to understand both the content and the emotions behind the words being spoken. This means paying attention not just to what they being said, but also how it is being said, the tone, the body language, and the context. For example, when youth shares their feelings about difficult situation, an active listener will reflect on those emotions and may respond with empathy, asking questions that encourage deeper exploration. This engagement fosters connection and trust. Active listening transforms communication into a collaborative process where understanding and support are prioritized. This is essential in our roles as counselor, as it enables us to build stronger relationship with youth we serve. Next, we will discuss the implications of differences of counseling practice. Excuse me. Let us now discuss the implication of differences between hearing and listening for our counseling practice. Understanding this distinction is crucial for counselor. We rely solely on hearing. We risk misunderstanding and effective communication. This can lead to missed opportunities for connection and support. In contrast, Active listening fosters deeper connection with our clients. It enhances the therapeutic relationship, allowing youth to feel heard, valued, and understood. This not only builds trust but also encourages them to express their thoughts and feelings more openly. Ultimately, by practicing active listening, we can achieve better outcomes for our youth clients. They are more likely to engage in the counseling process, leading to meaningful change and growth. Prioritizing active listening in our interaction is essential for effective counseling and positive client outcomes. Now let's explore some techniques for active listening, which is multifaceted skill that involves both verbal and nonverbal techniques. By mastering these techniques, counselor can create environment conducive to open communication, particularly when working with youth. First, let's look let, let's look at the verbal techniques. This includes paraphrasing, asking open-ended questions, and providing affirmations. Each of these helps convey understanding and encourages deeper sharing. We have nonverbal techniques. This encompass body language, eye contact, and facial expression. Nonverbal cues can significantly enhance the message we're sending, showing the speaker that we are genuinely engaged and interested. Combining both verbal and nonverbal techniques allows counselor to foster a supportive atmosphere where youth feel safe to express themselves. Now let's focus on verbal techniques, starting with open-ended question. Open-ended question. These questions are designed to elicit detailed responses rather than simple yes or no answers. They encourages youth to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings, which allows for a deeper understanding or experiences. For instance, instead of asking, "Did you like school today?" or a counselor might ask, "What was the best part of your day at school?" This approach invites the youth to share more about their feeling and experiences, foster a richer dialogue. Using open-ended questions, counselors can help youth explore their emotions and thoughts more freely. This leads a greater self-awareness and insights, which is essential for their growth and development. In summary, open-ended questions are a powerful tool in active listening, it enabling deeper connection and encouraging meaningful conversation. Paraphrasing involves restating what the youth has said in the counselor's own words. This technique is crucial as it shows that the counselor is actively engaged and helps confirm understanding. For example, if a youth expresses feelings of frustration about a difficult homework assignment, the counselor might respond, "It sounds like you are feeling really challenged by the by that assignment, and it's causing you some stress." This response not only validates the youth feelings but also helps clarify any potential misunderstanding. Paraphrasing encourages youth to incorrect uh, Paraphrasing encourages youth to correct any misinterpretations and provides any opportunities for them to expand on their thoughts. It reinforces that their feelings are being heard and misunderstood, which can enhance trust in, in that therapeutic relationship. Paraphrasing is a valuable tool in active listening that fosters effective communication and deepens counselor youth connection. Summarizing involves providing a concise recap of what has been discussed during the session. This technique helps to highlight key points and ensures that both the counselor and the youth are on the same page. For instance, at the end of the session, the counselor might say, "Today, we talk about your struggles at school, how they are affecting your mood, and some strategies we can explore together to help you manage stress." This summary encapsulates the main themes of the conversation. The benefits of summarizing are significant. It reinforces the main themes of the conversation, helping the youth to reflect on what they've shared. This process solidifies important insights and encourages them to think critically about their experience. Summarizing is an essential tool in active listening that not only clarifies understanding but also empowers youth to take ownership of their thoughts and feelings. Now let's delve in nonverbal techniques, starting with body language. Body language plays a crucial role in communication. Counselors should use positive body language to show engagement and interest. This includes leaning in, leaning in slightly, facing the speaker directly, and adapting on an open posture. Example of positive body language are avoiding crossed arms, nodding when appropriate, and mirroring the youth's posture. This gesture can significantly enhance the feeling of connection and understanding during conversation. When counselors exhibit positive body language, youth are more likely to feel comfortable and open. This encourages them to share more freely, which is essential for effective counseling. Positive body language is a vital aspect of active listening that focuses trust and encourages youth to express themselves. Eye contact, maintaining appropriate eye contact is essential for demonstrating attentiveness and respect. It signals to the youth that they have counselors' full attention. However, it's important to consider cultural differences related to eye contact. Comfort level can vary significantly among individuals and cultures. Counselors should find a balance that respects the youth's cultural background while still maintaining engagement. Consistent eye contact helps build trust and rapport, making the youth feel valued and understood. When they see that you are genuinely focused on them, it encourages a deeper connection. Effective use of eye contact is a powerful tool in fostering an open and trusting environment during counseling session. Nodding and other affirmation. These are important verbal cues of understanding. Nodding along with the speaker, using facial expression, and providing verbal affirmation like I see, or I understand, can convey empathy and encourage the youth to continue sharing. The nonverbal signal reassured the youth that their messages are resonating and that the counselor is actively listening. It creates a supportive atmosphere where they feel valued. By using affirmations, counselor can create more interactive and responsive environment. This helps youth feel more connected and engaged in the conversation, fostering deeper therapeutic relationship. Incorporating nodding and verbal affirmation interaction enhances communication and strengthens the bond with our youth clients. Now let's explore the concept of empathy in counseling. Empathy is a foundational skill in effective counseling, especially when working with youth. It enables counselors to connect with their clients, a deeper emotional level, fostering trust and openness. Understanding and practicing empathy involves several key components and techniques. This includes active listening, validating feelings, and reflecting emotions back to the youth. By demonstrating empathy, counselors, are cre- counselors create a safe space where youth feel heard and understood. This emotional connection not only enhances a therapeutic relationship but also encourages youth to be more open and honest about their experiences. It's essential for promoting healing and growth. Empathy is a crucial element in counseling that helps build rapport and facilitates effective communication with youth. Let's now clarify the distinction between empathy and sympathy. Empathy involves the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It means putting oneself in their other person's shoes, truly experiencing their emotions, and recognizing the perspective. This deep connection allows counselors to connect with youth in meaningful way, helping them feel seen, feel seen and heard. In contrast, sympathy is feeling of pity or sorrow for someone else's misfortune. While sympathy acknowledges other person's suffering, it often creates a distance between the sympathizer and the individual in distress. This can sometimes lead to a patronizing attitude where the sympathizer may feel superior to the person experiencing the difficulty. Understanding these differences is crucial for effective counseling. Empathy fosters connection and trust, while sympathy can unintentionally create barriers. Empathy is about connection and shared experience, whereas sympathy can lead to a sense of separation. The key differences between empathy and sympathy. One is connection. Empathy fosters connection and understanding between the counselor and the youth. It creates space where the youth feels safe to express their emotions. In contrast with sympathy, can create barrier. While it acknowledges the youth's struggles, it often keeps the counselors at a distance, preventing deeper emotional connection. And second is response. The way we respond to feelings is also indifferent. Empathetic responses involves reflection and validation of feelings. For example, saying, I can see how the situation made you feel overwhelmed, shows an understanding of their experience. On the other hand, sympathetic responses often involve expression of pity or concern such as, I'm sorry you're going through this, I'm sorry you're going through this, which may lack deeper engagement with youth's emotions. Recognizing this distinction is vital for effective counseling. Empathy encourages supportive environment while sympathy may inadvertently distance the counselor from the youth. Empathy connects and validates while sympathy can create barriers and leads to superficial engagement. Now let's discuss the implications of counselor regarding empathy versus sympathy. It is essential for counselor to practice empathy rather than sympathy. This approach significantly enhances the therapeutic relationship, allowing you to feel more comfortable and supported during their counseling session. The counselor demonstrates empathy. They create safe space where youth can express their feelings openly. This fosters trust and encourages deeper conversation with crucial effective counseling. By prioritizing empathy, counselors can connect with their clients on a more profound emotional level. This not only helps youth feel understood, but also empowers them to explore their feelings and experiences without fear of judgment. In summary, practicing empathy is vital for building strong therapeutic relationship and supporting youth effectively throughout their counseling journey. Let's explore the importance of sympathy, specifically when working with youth. Validation and understanding. Empathy is crucial in helping youth feel validated and understood. Adolescents often experience intense emotion and may feel isolated in struggles. When counselors demonstrate empathy, they validate these feelings, encouraging youth to share their experiences without fear of judgment. This creates a supportive environment where they feel safe to express themselves. An empathetic approach for building trust between the counselor and the youth. When youth clients feel that their counselors genuinely understand their feelings, they are more likely to open up and engage in the counseling process. This trust is essential for effective communication. Building progress in therapy. Empathy plays a vital role in validating youth experiences and fostering trust, which are key components of successful counseling relationship. Encouraging self-expression. Empathy fosters an environment where youth feel safe to express themselves. This is particularly important during the adolescence, a time marked by identity exploration and emotional turbulence. When you when youth feel understood, they are more likely to articulate their thoughts and feelings. This openness leads to more productive counseling sessions and deeper insights into their experiences, facilitating healing and growth. By providing an empathetic listening ear, counselor can help youth process their emotions, which is crucial for their healing and personal growth. Empathy empowers youth to confront their challenges and develop effective coping strategies. When they know their feelings are validated, they gain the confidence to navigate difficult situations. Empathy not only encourages self-expression but also facilitates healing and growth, making it is making it an essential component of effective counseling for youth. Now let's explore some effective techniques to foster empathy in our counseling practice. Counselor Counselors should actively acknowledge and validate the feelings expressed by youth, regardless of their personal opinions about their feelings. Validating feelings means recognizing their legitimacy and importance. This is crucial because youth often face intense emotions that can feel overwhelming. Now let's explore some effective techniques to foster empathy in our counseling practice. Acknowledging emotions. Counselors should actively acknowledge and validate the feelings expressed by youth, regardless of their personal opinions about those feelings. Validating feelings means recognizing their legitimacy and importance. This is crucial because youth often face intense emotions that can feel overwhelming. For example, if a youth expresses sadness about a friendship ending, a counselor might respond, "It's completely understandable to feel sad about losing a friend. That's a significant loss." This kind of response not only acknowledges their feelings but also normalizes their emotional experience. Creating safety. Validation helps create a safe space for youth to express their emotion freely when they know their feeling won't be dismissed or judged. They are more likely to open up. This safety is essential for fostering honest and productive conversation. Actively validating feelings is powerful technique that enhances empathy in counseling. It allows you to feel heard and supported, promoting healthier therapeutic relationship. Creating connection. Sharing appropriate personal anecdotes can help counselors relate to the youth's experience, fostering sense of connection. This technique can be particularly effective in making youth feel understood and less isolated. However, it is vital to maintain professional boundaries and ensure that focus remains to the youth's narrative. For instance, if a youth discusses feelings of anxiety about school, a counselor might be briefly story about similar experience they faced in their own life. This can help the youth feel less alone and more understood, reinforcing that their feelings are valid and common. Balancing boundaries. Counselors should be careful not to shift the focus onto themselves for too long. The goal is to use personal stories to enhance connection without overshadowing the youth's experience. It's important to gauge the youth's reaction and steer the conversation back to their feelings and experience as needed. Sharing personal stories can be a valuable tool for fostering empathy when done thoughtfully. It helps build rapport and connection, which ensuring that the youth's voice remains central to the conversation. Now let's discuss the types of boundaries. Let's focus first on the first type of boundaries, which is physical boundaries. Respecting per- personal space. Physical boundaries involves respecting the personal space of the youth. Counselor should be mindful of how close they stand or sit during the session. It is important to avoid any physical contact that could make the youth uncomfortable unless it is appropriate and consensual, such as handshake. Maintaining proper distance helps ensure that the youth feels secure. Now let's discuss emotional boundaries in counseling. Keeping personal feelings separate. Emotional boundaries involve maintaining a clear distinction between the counselor's feelings and those of the youth. It's essential for counselor to avoid projecting their emotions into the youth or becoming overly emotionally involved in their situation. This separation helps ensure that the counseling process remain focused on the youth's needs. Professional detachment. While empathy is crucial in counseling, counselors should practice professional detachment. This allows them to remain objective and focus on the youth's need without being overwhelmed by their own emotions. By maintaining this balance, counselors can provide effective support while safeguarding their own emotional well being. In summary, establishing and maintaining emotional boundaries is vital for effective counseling. It helps counselors to stay focused and objective and ensuring that the youth feel supported without counselors' personal feelings, influencing the therapeutic relationship. Time boundaries. Setting clear expectations. Time boundaries involve establishing specific times for counseling session and adhering to them. Counselors should communicate the duration of the session, scheduling policies, and expectation for cancellations or rescheduling. Clear communication about time helps create structured environment that the youth can rely on. Respecting time. By maintaining time boundaries, counselors demonstrate respect to the youth's time and help them develop accountability. This structure is particularly beneficial for youth who may struggle with time management. Knowing that the session start and end on time encourages them to engage more fully and valued in the counseling process. In summary, establishing and maintaining time boundaries is essential for creating organized and respectful counseling environment. It fosters accountability and helps youth manage their time effectively. Now, let's explore the strategies for setting boundaries with youth. Clear communication. One of the most important strategies is clear communication. Discussing boundaries openly. Counselors should openly discuss boundaries with youth during the initial session. This conversation can include what to expect during the counseling, the limit of the confidentiality, and of creating the importance of respecting each other's boundaries. Setting this expectation early lays a strongly foundation for therapeutic relationship. Number two, encouraging questions. Counselors should encourage youth to ask questions about boundaries and express any concern they may have. This dialogue promotes transparency and helps establish trust. When you feel comfortable comfortable discussing boundaries, they are more likely engaged and meaningful in the counseling process. In summary, clear communication is key to the setting boundaries effectively. By discussing boundaries openly and encouraging questions, counselors can create environment that supports youth's growth. Let's discuss the importance of consistency in enforcing boundaries. Applying boundaries consistently. Counselors must apply boundaries consistently to reinforce their importance. Inconsistencies can lead to confusion and may undermine the counselor's authority. When boundaries are not enforced uniformly, it becomes challenging to maintain professional relationship, which can hinder the therapeutic process. Modeling behavior. By consistently modeling appropriate behavior and adhering to established boundaries, counselors teach youth the significance of boundaries in all relationships. This practice not only reinforces the counselor's role, but also helps youth develop their own boundary setting skills in their interactions with others. When they see boundaries respected, they learn to value and implement in their own lives. In summary, consistency in enforcing boundaries is crucial for maintaining professional and effective counseling relationship. It empowers youth to understand and establish their own boundaries in various aspects in their lives. Finally, importance of revisiting boundaries as needed. Ongoing conversation. As the counseling relationship evolves, it may necessarily to revisit and adjust boundaries. Counselors should be open to discussing boundary changes as the youth progresses in the therapy or as a new issue arises. This ongoing dialogue ensures the boundary remain relevant and effective in supporting the youth's need. Flexibility and adaptation. Being flexible and adaptable in boundary setting allows counselors to accommodate the unique needs of each youth while still maintaining a professional counseling relationship. This adaptability helps create a dynamic environment where feel understood and supported, facilitating their growth and healing. In summary, revisiting boundaries as needed is essential for fostering a responsive and effective counseling relationship. By engaging ongoing conversation, being flexible, counselors can be better meet the individual needs of youth. As we wrap up our training session, Let's enforce the key concept we've discussed and outline their clear path forward for integrating these techniques into our counseling practices. Some key points in active listening. We emphasize that active listening is a fundamental skill in counseling. It involves fully engaging with the youth to understand their thoughts and feelings. Techniques such as open-ended questions, paraphrasing, and summarizing were highlighted as an essential tool to enhance communication and rapport. Active listening not only validates the youth's experiences but also promotes safe space for open expressions, fostering trust and connection. In empathy, empathy is defined as ability to understand, share the feelings of another, and it is crucial for establishing a supportive counseling relationship. This ability allows counselors to validate youth's emotions and experiences. We discuss techniques for fostering empathy, such as validating feelings and sharing appropriate personal stories, which deepen connection with the youth and encourages their willingness to share. Excuse me. Ethical boundaries. Clearly, ethical boundaries are essential for maintaining professionalism and ensuring a safe counseling environment. We talk about the importance of confidentiality, understanding its limit, and recognizing how to navigate ethical dilemmas. Different types of boundaries such as physical, emotional, and time boundaries were explored along with the strategies for setting them and maintaining these boundaries effectively in counseling relationship. As you move forward, I encourage you to reflect on these concepts and consider how you can apply them in your practice. Establishing strong boundaries, employing active listening and empathy will enhance this effectiveness of your counseling relationship. Before we end this session, please don't forget to take your post-workshop assessment. It will be open until 12 midnight tonight. So, thank you so much for um, listening to this session or participating in this session. Hopefully, uh, your commitment to improving your counseling skill is commendable, and I look forward seeing you how you integrate these techniques into your work with youth. Thank you. Bye bye.